Hi, welcome to Having Difficult Conversations That Improve Performance. My name is Ken Ziegler. I am going to be your host of this series. I've put together this micro-learning series on this very valuable course, and I've broken it down so that each module contains probably 4 or 5 videos, each about 5 minutes long. And what I'm going to do in this video is to take you through an introduction so that you know what to expect in this series. This is in fact 9 modules long. The first module that I cover, module 1, is what is a difficult conversation. I think it's good to get that out of the way and discover really what we're going to talk about in this series. If you are a leader, boy, we seem to have these almost every day. So this could be a very valuable program for you. So module 1, really, what is a difficult conversation? Number 1. Number 2, why do we put them off? I mean, the number one thing that leaders put off in corporate America today is having these difficult conversations, and quite frankly, the bulk of them are performance related. And we're going to look into it, but they just don't want to have them, and we're going to look at some other things with it. Number 1, why they don't. Number 2, the cost of what putting those conversations off does, not only for the leader him or himself, but also the company. And then finally, really, what is so good about it? What's so good about getting to it and getting out in front with the other person and having that conversation? So that's what we're going to do in module 1, is go over that. So anyway, module 2 is going to be planning the difficult conversation. I think this is a very valuable piece. In my research, this is the number 1 part that leaders do not do very well. The leaders that I interview tend to be very like spur of the moment. They just are like, hey, I just saw that person, I'm going to go have a difficult conversation. Or it just happens to come up somewhere inconvenient. It just, but it's not planned very well at all. And in fact, and sometimes that's how it is in coaching, I think. So, this is a big deal. But planning takes time. Most leaders don't have that much time to plan. So I like to go kind of rogue when I have a difficult conversation. I just, whatever comes, like a loose cannon, I just start talking about stuff. Well, I don't think that's a very good plan, not only for you, but it's not good for the other person. It's not good for your department. And so I'm going to say this is a big deal part of the program. So we're going to spend a lot of time on module 2. Module 3 is utilizing your conversational tools that'll make you look like a pro. Those are open-ended questions, closed-end questions, probing questions, really where you set up this engagement, really get them involved in it, and keep the tone really good, where it's a very positive situation. So I think you're really going to like module 3. Module 4 is really planning that meeting. Once you have an agreement when you're going to meet, planning it. There's a lot of key things there. Where's it going to be? When do we want to have it? What are we going to talk about? There's a lot of things that really go into it. Again, another very sore area for most leaders. So we'll spend a lot of time in that. Module 5 is actually having the conversation. Really how to stay in control, have this inquisitive attitude as you're going through it. It's a very positive thing, not only for you, but for the other person. Convinces the other person you're really interested in what they feel, the way they look at their performance or whatever issue that you're talking about that day. Very key thing. And so I'm going to show you really how to do that, conduct that. Module 6, on top of that, today seems to be very critical too. And that is really handling emotions. Not only the other person's emotions, but how about yours? Have you ever gone into a difficult conversation and you already had preconceived ideas about what was going to be discussed and about the issue and the other person? You felt negative or whatever. I think this is going to be a very big part, because if the other person views your opinion as condescending, judgmental, or whatever, any opportunity to really get anything done is going to be certainly smashed of sorts. Module 7 is going to be agreeing on a solution. Very big. A lot of leaders fall apart right here again because they just are like my way or the highway, and without mutual agreement, without win-win, very difficult to get anything that lasts. So we're going to spend quite a bit of time on module 7. Module 8 is when it's done, how about train some other leaders how to do this in your company? Very big. I'll show you how to do that, really kind of build a group. And then module 9 is doing activities. So that's what we have for today. Look forward to having you come back. And next